What's up, Louis? It's Guys here. Hope you're doing great. If your property is costing you money on a monthly basis, you're investing in property all wrong. Most people think investing in any property will be profitable, but at the end of the day, people end up losing money on a monthly basis. Believe me, I made this exact mistake and it ended up costing me thousands of rands until I realized that there's a much better way to invest in property. What if I told you that your first property should actually pay you money instead of costing you money on a monthly basis? I'll show you how I turned my mistake into a profitable strategy that is now funding my lifestyle. In this video, I'm going to talk about the property that I bought that cost me thousands of rands on a monthly basis and what I've learned to avoid the mistake going forward. I'll also be covering 3 critical mistakes that new investors make that end up crushing their financial situation. I'll also be sharing the actual calculator or the Excel tool that I use to run the numbers on my property deals so that I can make sure I only buy profitable deals. Lastly, I'll share the exact structure I use to buy and acquire these properties so that I can continue to scale my portfolio. I started as a low-income earner with no inheritance, no formal education, and now control a multi-million rand property portfolio at age 29. The reason I'm mentioning this is to hopefully create some motivation and prove that it's possible for every South African to build wealth no matter your circumstances. Make sure to stick around because I'll also be sharing a deal that I recently closed that is now paying me a 4,000 rand passive income every single month. So here's the truth. The first property I bought was your traditional single-let townhouse property, and I purchased this property for 650,000 rand. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment in a security complex, and I went ahead and lived in this property. I bought this property with emotions, no logic, and I really didn't understand the numbers of the property. After all the expenses was paid, my bond, my rates and taxes and my levies, and it ended up costing me 2,000 rand every single month that I initially didn't actually budget for. If this sounds familiar, it's because it is, because majority people or majority first-time investors or home buyers buy this exact same deal. That decision can trap people and can create a lot of financial frustration. And at the end of the day, if you continue to buy properties that's costing you money on a monthly basis, how will you be able to scale and grow your portfolio? It's okay to cover a shortfall of 4,500 rand, but will you be able to afford 9,000 or 13,500 rand every single month just to cover the shortfall on your properties? The answer is probably no. The mistake I made was painful, but it gave me the opportunity to improve and learn. And that's exactly what I did. From there, I acquired a property that is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom flat in the CBD area. And I'm going to quickly run through these numbers to make it as simple as possible. But the property was worth 850. I paid 750. I transformed this property from a single-let to a multi-let, generating 21,200 rand in monthly rental income after the bond, the levies, the rates and taxes, commission, water and electricity, as well as Wi-Fi. The cost of this property was around 14,000 rand on a monthly basis, and after accounting for 2 months vacancy, this property generated a 4,000 rand monthly cash flow. And if we work out the return on investment after the bond and transfer cost, as well as installing drywall, some repairs and maintenance, as well as improvements and furnishing costs, this property gave me a 46.4% return on investment. This exact strategy is possible if you target high rental areas with big demand, and you need to make sure that you have a solid exit strategy if you ever had to rent it out to a different demographic. A very important part of this strategy is transforming a single-let property into a multi-let property, being able to generate a much higher rental income. Then I made sure to understand the numbers using my Excel spreadsheet, And if you want to get access to this Excel spreadsheet, I'll share a link down in the description. You can sign up with your email and download this Excel sheet and play around with it yourself, because at the end of the day, we need to make our decisions based on numbers and not emotions. I mentioned that I'm going to talk about the exact structuring to acquire these properties, and if there's one thing that you learn from this video, it should be this. You should never buy property in your own name. And I've mentioned this on my channel so many times before, and I keep getting comments from people saying that, why shouldn't I just buy my first property in my own name? The honest answer is you can do whatever it is that you want to, but I know from experience that if you want to grow a property empire and build a massive portfolio, you won't be able to do that within your personal name. So the exact structuring that I use for my portfolio, and of course this changes as your portfolio grows, but it's using a PTY to acquire the property, but the shares of the company will be held within a holdings trust. And to actually qualify for a loan, you need to sign surety in your personal name to prove to the banks that because this is a newly registered company, you as an individual will stand surety for the loan and prove to them that you can actually afford to buy this property. By following this exact structure, you'll be able to easily grow your portfolio to at least 4 properties with minimal effort. I wanted to touch on 3 massive mistakes that so many beginner investors make, and the first one is people buy investment deals based on emotions. And by buying stuff based on emotions, we normally make really stupid mistakes, and it ends up costing us a lot of time and a lot of money. The second mistake again is not understanding cash flow. It's easy to say that a property generates this amount of rental income and my expenses is this amount, but did you really calculate all the expenses that comes along with investment properties? Again, you can simply do this by using a tool like the Excel sheet that I mentioned to simplify the whole process and to make it as easy as possible. The last mistake is that people assume that every property deal is a good investment. And I very often tell people that not all property is a good investment. So you need to make sure that if you ever decided to buy a property, that you really understand the numbers and rather take a bit longer to understand exactly what you're buying instead of jumping into something head first without realizing the exact costs involved. To be completely honest, with my first deal, I made all 3 of these mistakes, and I hope this video can help you to avoid those mistakes. If this video was beneficial in any way, give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one.